Hey everyone, today we're gonna do some experiments. Here I have some text this is a transcript from one of my videos. This is about 2,000 tokens long. This is about 5,000, and I have the State of AI report. This is about 50,000. I don't know if we'll get the audio, but the point of this will be how can we translate long documents to different languages and then back just to see how faithful those translations can be using like different methods. For example, we can one-shot it with GPT-4o, or we can use we can actually break this document down into paragraphs or something like that. So let's just begin. We should use structured output for this. So therefore, let's go to OpenAI Docs and grab a piece of structured output sample here. Copy this, bring it here, paste it, and then we should use Composer. I just upgraded my, by the way, latest version, I believe it is. I'm not sure. I think it reverted maybe. I don't know. Anyway, convert this. Actually, let me also bring up the voice access, which last night worked really well. If you're on Windows, I would highly recommend checking voice access. You can trigger it with Alt-Shift-B. Can you please convert this to translate documents from English to French? Oh, it encountered an error. You know what? Never mind. Please convert this. Let's just type it. Convert this to translate a long document from English to French, let's say. Oh, and yeah, that's right. We haven't given it the file, translate docs. Please please convert this code to translate long documents from English to French using identic schema and OpenAI as shown. Now we should have just used Control K to for this to be really quick. Okay, this looks good actually. We have a translated text. We send in the chunk. Okay, let's use for speed. Let's say read. Let's copy this, and then I just copied the file name read and use that. I don't know why it wants to use together. Like sometimes I was just experimenting with it and use OpenAI. I was experimenting with Together API and it now just thinks, uh, yeah, it has some memory and okay, it doesn't want to do it. We'll do it ourselves. Input document, paste. That's right. So we're going to translate it in one shot using GPT-4o. Using structured outputs to do this, we have a Pydantic schema that's just going to return a translated text. Yeah, it still did it changed when you're using structured output, you do have to use beta.chat and parsed, and it just used this API call. Let's say pay attention to beta parsed. Okay, should fix it. Just Composer is great, but it can be slower. Like chat is faster to do edits like these. Okay, except it's not going to be parse that translated text. Yeah, that'll be fine because what the parse returns is a pydantic object, and you can access translated text just like that. And now we're gonna output it. So let's just see what this does real quick. Uh, yeah, GPT-4o. You get GPT-4o now points to the model that supports structured outputs. All right. So this is going to take a minute. I would like to take a moment to talk about the benefits of becoming a patron. As some of you may know, in the last year and a half, I've spent 3,000 hours, over 300 projects as a patron. You will have access to all the code files so you can get inspiration and iterate quickly. Another benefit is that you'll have access to all my courses. And my most recent and most proud one, the 1000x Masterclass, teaching what I've learned on how to code fast and efficiently. Also the Streamlit course and the Fast API course. In my Patreon, I also have tiers in which you can connect with me one-on-one. Check those out as well. So we'll test this, and I will retranslate it back and then compare. Um, I suppose we can start working on that. Add another call to translate it back to English so we can compare the two. Add any instructions you think necessary to make the translations as accurate as possible. Let's let it do that. Output document. So this was the original document. This is the output document. They're about the same length, actually. I'm surprised. Let's compare side by side. Oh, it doesn't really, but essentially we can see that they're exactly almost about the same length. So that's a good start. Let's accept this. I'm pretty sure it has done it. Instructions translate, generate translation prompt. Okay, it wrote a accurate. So this is going to go into the prompt along with the text. And yeah, okay, so the detailed instruction is going to go into the user message. Output document back to English. Okay, so we can now do this and hopefully we'll get two-way. Let's make sure we are still using the same document. Where are we inserting the document? Yeah, auto prompt engineer. Let's try this. Let's delete that. So we are working on with this. We're getting translated to French and then back to English. And then so now we can then we'll be able to compare auto prompt engineer back to itself. So at least we got something figured out, which is that we can translate about 2,000 tokens. Let's see how many tokens this is with OpenAI Tokenizer. So 2,500 tokens, it has no issue translating. That is with GPT-4o. We can also test GPT-4o Mini next. Output document in French. Again, they're about the same length, as you can see, about the same length. Let's actually see how many tokens this is, just for fun. Yeah, the French doc translation is 400 more tokens. So now we're translating it back to English. Let's see how many tokens the English translation was, 2444. Let's see if the retranslation from French is going to have the same amount of tokens. That'll be interesting. Okay, it's done. Back to English. Let's do this step by step. Retranslate it back to English, and the original document was 2,444 tokens. This is 2,373. Now let's compare it side by side. Okay, hey everyone, change the hello everyone. Today it's changed we are going to examine an automatic prompt engineer, which builds its own system prompt and tests it against several difficult problems. So it's pretty faithful, except the wordings are different, like let's. If you want to know more about it, go to my website. Let's go to my website, change to go to my website, echohive.live, search unified and search for unified, change it into search unified. Okay, uh, this is pretty good, but it's not. Let's see. Let's test this with Mini. Okay, and then we'll go back to GPT-4o and try to get it as faithful to the original document as possible. And let's see first what GPT-4o Mini does, and then we also have longer documents as well. All right, let's delete these. GPT-4o Mini should be faster. Let's go. Now, my guess is that obviously, okay, state of AI report. Translating, like, say, state of AI report in a single go is not going to be possible. This is 55,000 tokens and the output limit. Let's see what the output limit of GPT-4o models are. Max output tokens is 16,000. So that's not going to work. So we'll have to break it apart. So that's the whole idea, right? Get super faithful translations. The reason that's why we are converting it, translating it forward and backwards, and create some kind of system which can translate really long documents. And the audio piece would be just a transcription, right? So that shouldn't be a big deal. Uh, so I have about another hour or so. Let's see how far we can get. So this is the translated document. Again, it seems pretty about the same length, I should say, almost the same length as GPT-4o. That's good. This is much cheaper. And again, this was 2,444 tokens, 47. Let's see what the translation back to English will be. Okay, back to English. Yeah, I can see right there. Hey everyone, change the hi everyone. All right, let's look at the token count. Oh, it's actually much closer. This is exciting. Compare this one and this one. Compare selected. So it did the same thing. The we will be turned into we are going to which engineers its own system, who designs their own prompt. Actually, probably this is this is better English than what what I did used. Uh, let's see. You can define problem sets yourself. So how it runs real quick. Anyway, let's see. Anyways, let's quickly see how this works. Let's quickly see how it works. Okay, see, it made a mistake. Look at that. This says, anyway, let's see how it runs real quick. Oh, no, it didn't. Actually, it again corrected it in a better way. Okay, so these are good. So we can say that for this length of document, which is quite long, actually, uh, both GPT-4o and or Mini works well. So, so now let's see how we can actually improve this. So we have our composer here. We're going to get guidance from our composer to actually improve the system message. Let's also try the voice access again, see if it'll work. Okay, I'll shift. Okay, could you please consider our instructions to the model carefully and add additional instructions or recraft it so that The translations are extremely faithful, almost verbatim to the original documents, because what we're looking for is when we translate from English to French and then French to English, we would like the final translation to as closely match the original one, if possible, perfectly. Okay, let's send that. Yeah, the voice access is pretty cool. You're on Windows. Let's see what it does. So this is interesting. We can sit here and try to modify this. We can actually modify this schema to add additional reasoning steps and whatnot. But let's say provide a near verbatim exact structure, preserve all technical terms, do not paraphrase, translate idiomatic expressions, maintain all formatting. If a word has multiple pauses, choose the most literal common thread. Do not add or remove information. This is interesting. Let's run this. For acronyms and abbreviations, keep them as is. Do not expand or translate them. Preserve all punctuation capitalization. So this is pretty. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to write this. I wouldn't have been able to think of all of this, right? So that's why LLMs actually kind of help writing prompting. I would like to take a moment to talk about the benefits of becoming a patron. As some of you may know, in the last year and a half, I've spent 3,000 hours, over 300 projects as a patron. You will have access to all the code files so you can get inspiration and iterate quickly. Another benefit is that you'll have access to all my courses, and my most recent and most proud one, the 1000x masterclass, teaching what I've learned on how to code fast and efficiently. Also the Streamlit course and the Fast API course. In my Patreon, I also have tiers in which you can connect with me one-on-one. Check those out as well. As a matter of fact, if you go to OpenAI's documentation and go all the way to the bottom to prompt engineering, no, prompt examples, no, prompt generation. They released their meta prompt for that they use in prompt generation. That's very interesting. You should definitely take a look. This is what's being used in the playground, right? When you click on this prompt generation button. But the interesting part is how they explain actually they used um, somewhere here at the bottom, I believe. Somewhere here, they explain how they used LLM, like they use the GPT-4o to actually help write this prompt, right? They didn't actually write it themselves. So somewhere here there's an explanation, which is really interesting. So that's why using LLMs for this type of task is apparently preferable. So let's take a look at the token count of the French translation. Now it's actually a little bit less, it seems. That's promising. Now translating back to English. And we are still using GPT-4o mini for this. Next, we'll use GPT-4o. If GPT-4o mini should get closer. All right, I'll put hi, everyone. Okay, say hey, everyone. Change the hi, everyone, because in French, it just says salut. All right, let's see how many tokens this is. It actually is just 20 more tokens than the original. That's remarkable. Compare selected. Let's push this to the side. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't show it. Let's try again. Compare selected. Yeah. Hey everyone. Today we are going to which engineers who designs their own system. Let's see how it runs. So it still made some of those changes. Let's see if there are any paragraphs that is exactly the same. There is not. Okay. But let's try GPT-4o. It actually matched the token count more faithfully, so that's good. So now we're going to translate this, right? Okay. So we see now that GPT-4o Mini was actually good for 2,500 token documents. And we saw that this particular system message is good, better. We could add additional stuff here, but I think that's will be unnecessary. Maybe it's not. But for example, we can maybe add to the schema the which we are passing to GPT-4o. This is the way you do structured outputs, right? The easy way with pedantic schemas. But what if we were giving it an additional field, which, for example, maybe list words that may be mistranslated to French, and then we can use that to retranslate them back. Salute. We say hey, and in French, when you say salute, it can be hi, hello, right? I suppose they're all the same. So maybe there could be a list of okay, translate hey to salute, and back when you're translate it as back as hey. We can also try that. So back to English. Hey everyone. Oh, it did do hey everyone. Look at this. This is the first time. Compare. Okay, it says hey everyone. Who designs? Which engineers? Change into who designs. Let's quickly see. Let's see. Okay, these are difficult logic or word problems. These are problems of logic or difficult words. Hmm. Okay, so let's also take a look at the token count real quick. See how ac- this is actually 30 tokens more than the original document. So that's good. So because the original document was 2447. So we are right there token wise, but we can see that some of the words are changing. Before continuing to the longer document, let's try one more thing. Right. Let's see. Yeah, using composer, let's say let's say something like, can you please add additional fields in the translation result pedantic schema to actually keep track of some words which may mistranslate or some phrases which may slightly mistranslate to French? So if we keep track of this list when we are translating back, we can achieve exact verbatim results. Okay, let's try that. I'm sure there are better ways to say this, but so we did one thing. We improved the prompt. Now let's improve the schema. Now let's test this again, then move on to the longer document. And eventually, so I'm so the first document was 2,500 tokens. Second one is going to be about 6,000, I believe. 5,192, 55,000. And the last document is going to be 50,000. So we're going to have to have some additional logic. Translated text, potential mistranslations, untranslated terms, descriptions, list of terms left untranslated, list of original pairs for potentially mistranslated words or phrases. Okay, are we passing these to the prompt? That's what I want to know. Keep track of words or phrases that you think might be mistranslated could cause issues. Okay, translated text. So move translated text field to bottom because we want to do this after doing the initial analysis, so to speak. Bottom also pass this information returned from first translation to the second translation. All right. Yeah, because we won't have that information at first. So the first translation is going to keep track of possible places where mistranslation can occur, so we can pass it to the second one. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but we are hoping it would. It's updating. We'll use GPT-4o because we know it does a better job. But GPT-4o mini was fine, right? The idea here is that, well, let's try to find at what token limit they start wrapping out. All right, be aware of. Okay. So it seems obviously this requires some careful examination, but it seems like it's going to do it. So let's try GPT-4o again. Invalid schema for response format in context potential items. Min items is not permitted. That's right. Uh, where's min items? There is no min items. Min items is not permitted. Did you use default factory? I don't think so. Okay, you know what? Let's give this to composer because I don't see min. Usually when you're defining Pydantic schemas, you can define like min, like if you're for example, for a list of elements, you can define, I think, minimum or maximum number, or if you, for integer generation, you can define a range. But those are not supported by structured output API, so I don't see it here. Maybe I'm missing something. Let's see if Claude can figure it out. Seems OpenAI doesn't support complex nested structures. Yes. Okay. Just make it simple. All right. Yeah. Um, Potential mistranslations. Okay. Except add. All right. So let's do say add field descriptions. It should work. So these descriptions still go to the model, so that should be helpful. Let's try. Hopefully this will run. Seems like it is. All right. So this will be our last attempt at improving the exact translation. Hopefully this will work. If this doesn't work as good as the previous one, then we'll go back to the previous version and then move on to the longer text and eventually to the really long State of AI report, 50,000 tokens. Yeah, and and we did say that Mini works well as long as it translates this 5,000 document too. I think Mini is going to be a good one because beyond that, I think you'd have to implement some kind of logic to break the document into pieces. I'll fail to parse JSON. Okay, wait. Let's. Okay, we made a lot of changes, and it may have. Yeah, you see that it changed it back. Okay, please use structured output API call as shown. Yeah, it just does this, right? It wants to revert back to what it knows. That's why maybe this would be good to put it into its that cursor rules file. But even then, I've seen it revert. This needs to be beta and include parse, and this needs to be dot parse. and this needs to be GPT-4o, of course. So it changed quite a lot. It's yeah. So be careful about these types of reversions that may happen. Yeah, JSON parsing. Okay, good. So this should remain the same. Yeah, remove the JSON schema. That give me there was suspect, but all right, that's good. That's good. That's right. Yeah, it just all right. Let's run it again. Eval schema for min items. Oh, you introduced min items. Okay, let's fix that. Why did that happen? This error, in my opinion, as far as I know, is related to this. But I don't see min items, so I'm not sure why. Seems that OpenAI not accepting complex structure. Let's simplify. Okay, you should just change this. So I wish. Let's ask the chat what gives this error. What gives cause to this error? Min items in the context of potential mistranslation. Okay, but okay, I don't see how it was different. Let's accept this and move on. Okay, see what it said though. Min items is not permitted. Okay, we removed the parse method. Yeah. Okay. Well, we didn't accept this, so it doesn't quite get it. Oh, okay. Now we are translating. Okay. I'm hopeful for this. So what we are doing is see. Okay. Here's the French document. I guess we should have saved these mistranslations and stuff so we could have observed it. Could you please save the output of each translation as a nicely formatted JSON with all fields? Yeah. So we can see it. Like so essentially what it's going to do is it's going to create these potential mistranslation untranslated terms. And if they exist in the second iteration and the translation back to English, it will actually input it into the prompt to create a more accurate translation. Let's say, hi everyone. So it still didn't. Uh, let's compare. Let's see token count real quick. Okay, this actually caused more tokens. And when we compare, it's quite a lot. Okay. Uh, are we saving it? Output. Okay, accept it. Just let's do this again. Let's do it with GPT-4 on Mini so we can do it faster. And just to see the output JSON, so we can take a look at it, see what it looks like. Um, so this translation result could be modified, right? Let's also compare this again. See, these are difficult logic or word problems. So it saved that. Okay, that's good. There are five. So it actually made the sentence translate almost perfectly. Well, perfectly. Okay. That was good, actually. I'm not mistaken, am I? No, these are difficult logic or word problems. These are difficult logic or word problems. So that's a good one. Here's this auto prompt engineer example. Emphasize. Oh, it added this a lot of stuff. Let's take a look. Original text. So it's doing it wrong. Original text, potential misinterpretations, untranslated terms. Okay, this is kind of nice. But we did see that it's actually adding some interesting stuff. See here, for example, final answer. Oh, final answer. Written output text for easy processing. Because this, no, it didn't actually, because this auto prompt engineer. All right, okay, no, actually, this is good. It just sometimes combines the paragraphs together, it seems. Output document back to English. Let's compare. So this is the result from GPT-4o mini. Oh, not that, not that. These are difficult logical word problems. Okay, so we're going to, let me compare the token count. Yeah, this actually causes more tokens to be generated, but nevertheless, we did see that it actually improves. Let's copy this. Uh, let's say this is advanced schema, and we translate docs. Let's go back and revert. Could you please? So we're gonna go all the way back. Okay, we added the instructions. That was fine. And then we added the additional fields. So we can check out right here. And I pretty much create a new composer because we don't want to get confused. So this is with the advanced schema. This is with the simple instructions. We're going to move on with the simple instructions going forward. Let's save these as, let's create a folder, examples. Let's move this here. So now let's move on to, again, let's use with the simple uh, example. Let's use GPT-4o mini and let's use the longer document to translate just to see how well it will one-shot it, meaning it, how well it will be able to translate it in one go. And as we have said, this document is 5,000 tokens, 5,200. Let's see if it'll be able to do it in one go. It's going to take a moment. So we translate to French and I'm back to English. And as we said, the State of AI report is actually 50 some thousand tokens, so we won't be able to do it in a single go. We'll have to break it apart. 53,000 tokens. But if you get a baseline of how many tokens it's able to translate well, then we can break the long document into that many chunks, taking a long time. Well, while we are waiting, I will mention my website. If you do enjoy my content, do visit my website, ecolive.live, where you can find all my videos. You can watch them for free here. And if you do decide to become a patron, you can find the link right up here. You can download the code files for any one of my projects. There's over 300 of them. So they're very useful, such as extracting knowledge graphs and structured data from very long PDF files. Just click on download link, download it. The code files are attached that underneath every post. Yeah, so it's very convenient. Also, my 1000x masterclass, in which I built full projects. The cursor, there's 23 episodes now in there, chapters. You can watch the first one for free and preview each one for 2 minutes. Now we're translating back to English. You can also, I host regular AMA meetings every Sunday with architect level patrons. This next one is this Sunday, but it happens every Sunday. So we discuss things, do live coding. It's a lot of fun. And I also have consulting tiers at my Patreon if you want to talk to me one on one. While we are reading, I also, again, would like to mention this prompt generation. Okay, just go to OpenAI Docs and scroll all the way down to resources and click on prompt generation. They revealed their meta prompt that they use in the prompt generation in the playground. Very useful stuff. Just read through it. Yeah. So they mentioned DSPY. Should be done momentarily. Okay. Back to English. Wow. Seems like it did it. Size-wise, I mean. Look, 5,272 tokens, and this is GPT-4o mini. That's very promising. So this transcription for one of my videos was pretty translated. Look, I mean, every paragraph seems to be there. That is awesome. I mean, so we just got GPT-4o mini to output 5,000 tokens for a translation. That's very good. Um, that makes me wonder. So let's do an experiment. Look, let's do this combine. Because here's the thing, right? If you go to models GPT-4o, the max output tokens for GPT-4o is 16,000. What is it for GPT-4o mini? Again, 16,000. Let's push it to the limit. So let's create a combined docs, and let's get this GPT-4o mini Oracle and put it in there. Auto prompt engineer and put it in there. Just that have a .txt extension. Let's put that down there. Now that's 7,000. I can get more transcriptions from here. Fast transcriber. That's not very many tokens. but let's add that in there. Let's add that. Let's grab another transcription. O1 autocoder. That's quite long. Let's add that. So now what do we have? 12,000 tokens. Let's try to translate this. Let's try to see. Well, you know what? While we're doing it, let's max it out. How to build an AI scientist. That's a long one, though. Okay, we'll only grab a little bit of it, like maybe this much. So now how many tokens do we have? Okay, 13,000, 14,000 tokens. We could actually grab more. So let's undo. So 47, we'll go down till 60 at that. Now, what do we have? Okay, 14,000 tokens. Let's go with this. This is going to be interesting. So combine docs. We are using GPT-4o mini. Okay, let's go. I guess should create a docs folder. Put these all in there. Best transcriber, state of AI report. Let's close all these. Put them in here. Examples, and this is going to be the output. French, and then back to English. Let's see if we are able to get 14,000 tokens translation in a single go. Now, even if this works, would it output 14,000 tokens each and every time? I don't know. Maybe because we are using structured outputs. It does force it to return an full translated text, but the structured output only says to stick to the schema. It doesn't have any say over the length of how long this should be. But this is very promising, and especially using GPT-4o. Very cool. I've never seen, at least on my experiments, get GPT-4 to output. I think the max I got it to output was like 7,000 tokens or something. Again, so while that's going to take a minute. So, like I said, do take a look at this prompt generation uh, post on OpenAI Docs. It's very interesting. They reveal their prompt on how to generate prompts, also schemas. Very interesting read, especially on how they approach this. Views, prompt engineering best practices. That's also very good. There's a prompt engineering guide. Yeah, see, how we designed the pseudo meta schema. So this is very interesting. Constructing a constraint meta schema is a challenging task, so we leveraged our models to help. We began by giving all-one preview and GPT-4o in JSON mode a description of our goal using the structured output documentation. After a few iterations, we developed our first functional meta schema. We then used GPT-4o with structured outputs and provided that initial schema provided that initial schema along with our task description and documentation to generate better candidates. With each iteration, we used a better schema to generate the next until we finally reviewed it carefully by hand. Finally, after cleaning the output, we validated schemas against a set of evals for schemas and functions. So this is pretty much gold. I'm actually just going to post it now. It's still translating to French. Well, let me do this post then. Why not? Uh, as a response to this from OpenAI Docs. Interesting read. Put it down. Yeah, post it. I think that's important to me anyway. Seems exciting. Again, also, if you enjoy my content, check out my website, find all my videos. And if you're a patron, this gives you a convenient way to find any project you're looking for and just download it, like chat with a whole library. This is really interesting. Chatting with 100 books, 17 million tokens using RAG, ChromoDB. We are still translating to French. So I'm telling you, I mean, I think we are going to get 14,000 tokens back. It's going to take a long time. You know what? Okay, so we don't have to wait. Well, I don't know what I was thinking. Let's just copy. We can run this again. We can modify it. So we shall copy it actually. Uh, translate long doc. Okay. So now, well, we were reading the output to see, we can just break it into 10,000 token chunks and apply the example to state of AI report. Okay. So long doc. Let's actually clear this and I start composer, translate long doc. Please pay careful attention to translate doc as we will be refactoring this into our new script. Let me use the uh, voice activity, whatever. What we want this new script to do is to be able to translate really long documentations. For example, our example documentation is going to contain 50,000 tokens. So we would like to use tick token count, break the document into 10,000 token chunks, of course, respecting like paragraph ends so that we don't split things in the middle inappropriately. And then get the translations back in parallel and then combine them and then save it to file and also do this in reverse, right? So translate from English to French, break it by breaking it apart into pieces and do the exact same process in reverse, translate it back into English and save the file, save the translation to files and using 10,000 tokens each time. Okay. Now we're translating back to English. Okay, so we got our first example actually, output document in French. So this let's see. So this should be approximately 14,000 tokens, 17,000 tokens actually. That makes sense because tokens in French even earlier was costing more. I mean, accruing more tokens. So okay, look at this. We got GPT-4o mini to output 17,000 tokens. I mean, that's something on its own right. That's pretty good. So let's see. Come back. Uh, translate long doc. Let's see what it's doing. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so I can better see. So everything's going to be the same, but except we're going to use tick token to split. Tick token encoding for model GPT-4o, GPT-4. That makes sense. Hopefully that'll work. There's also CL something base. As long as it works. Okay. Yeah. So it's not respecting the pedantic structured output schema. Uh, please respect this structured output API call. Use GPT-4o model and use CL based and token encoding. Let's see if it'll. I'm not sure if what is the best encoding for tokens to use, but there's CL's 32K base or something that I've seen most used in tutorials and stuff. So that's why I just gave it a hint to use CL. We also would like it to fix this issue. Client.beta. Okay, CL 100K base. Right. That's good, but it's not. Oh, we forgot to paste the example code. That's why I forgot to give you example code for structured. Now I should fix that too. Oh, and we got our document back. I mean, look how long this is. It's 384 lines, and our combined doc was 388. I mean, this is really something else. 14,700 tokens. The original document was just around there, 14,350. So it did it. Combine docs and compare. I'm just quickly going over paragraphs. Look, each paragraph seemingly matches. There's a little bit of a diversion here, but then it kind of corrects itself there. I mean, this is remarkable. Okay, let's go back to long doc and make sure it's been fixed. Great, except we're going to use GPT-4o mini. So mini is very capable. I wonder how Llama 3.2, 1 billion, 3 billion would do in these situations. Okay, now we can run this. Oh, is it doing it in parallel? Oh, yes, async IO. Good. Let's do it. Oh, yeah, combined docs is now in. We moved it to the folder, remember? Combined, translate and save docs slash, because it's in the docs folder. Okay, it's happening. So I think we'll pretty much be done with after this. I do have to go. But we did mention audio, but as you can imagine, how the audio would be combined into this would be you would have an audio file and you would just transcribe it with Whisper. If it is longer than 25 megabytes, then you would break it into 25 megabyte pieces and then do it like that. And then once you have your transcription, everything else in this, everything that we have done so far would be the same. I can't believe it. The fact that we got GPT-4o to output 14,000 tokens with pretty much accurate translation. Let's see if it is an accurate translation by going to ChatGPT. Let's use GPT-01 preview and original document is pasted. Okay, translated to the document. This one. Please evaluate the faithfulness of this translation using different metrics and output a final answer with accuracy score. All right, let's say error, too long. Okay, so the preview can't do it. Can mini? No. GPT-4o, it's too long. Refresh. No, it's too long. Okay, we shouldn't give up just yet. Here, let's say eval apply. We'll do it through the API, and we'll use GPT-4o mini though, because preview might just be content. Okay, eval.txt, because we already have it. We kind of, oh no, we have to copy it from here. Oh, so glad it's still here. All we have to do is paste it here and eval.py, open eval.txt and pass that as user message. Yeah, that's right. We can't have system message anyway. That's right. Save the response to a file. Great. Encoding UTF-8. We need to run this because our translation is still ongoing. Split terminal and run Python eval.py. Oh, O1 preview. Oh no, we triggered it. Okay, we'll use O1 preview. It's only input tokens. It's just going to be a bit expensive. But that's good. We get an O1 preview. So we'll see with the best reasoning model how accurate this thing is. These translations which we have just performed. This is interesting. Yeah, eval. So eval, wait, response. To evaluate the faithfulness of translation, I will compare original metrics use content accuracy. Translation accurately conveys the main ideas, descriptions, functional processes, well translated. Specific examples involve match. Completeness. All sections are included. No significant omissions. Details about the code review are preserved. Terminology consistency. Technical terms are appropriately translated. Reference to software components. And we also just got done with the combine. Oh no, we did the combined docs again. We were supposed to do state of AI report. My bad. Okay, so this gives us an opportunity to see if it actually output again 14,000 tokens, right? And it 13,000. Okay. What was the original? Wait, yeah, it's missing about 1,000 tokens. Uh, you know what? Let's save this to here. We can run this evaluation again with this, but before we do anything else, I just want to start the state of AI report. Long doc. Okay, let's start this on the side and let's go back to the evaluation. Fluency and grammar, translating smoothly. So everything looks good. Final accuracy score, 97%, based on above metrics. Conclusion, demonstrates high level of faithfulness. So we got 14,000 token document translated, and we got 97% accuracy score. Let me tweet that too. Here it is. Tweet it. 14,000 tokens translated to translated from English to from English to French back to English with GPT-4o mini with 97% faithfulness accuracy. Let's This is remarkable. Let's save it. Let's share it. Well, let's use this. Now, the thing is, we don't know. I mean, obviously, this is just all one uh, as reviewed by all one review. Yeah, so all one preview said that. It said you for 1 minute output 14,000 tokens in a single call for this. So that's also remarkable. Posted. Yeah, so we did say that we wanted to eval the second one while this is ongoing. So with the eval, we want to say open the docs, combine docs.txt from docs folder as the original, and we could refer to those, right? Eval and at file. Oh, that's not because it's very long. Okay, from the same folder as translation. Okay, should adjust it. Yeah, original. Please evaluate the faithfulness. This trans using the phonetic output the answer with accuracy score. All right, so we can run this again. We do want to call again all one preview. Let's do it again. Eval. It's well, let me save this response. Is this going to get overwritten? So this is our final attempt. I mean, final experiment, I suppose. Close this. Very interesting. Oh, we got the response. Yeah, 98% it says. Translation's highly faithful. So remember, we wanted to translate the really long State of AI report with our new long doc schema, in which we break tokens into the document into 10,000 token lengths using CL 100K encoding. But by accident, we did it on the combined docs, which is 14,000. But even then, we got very good accuracy. I mean, there's if yeah, we got O1 preview to review it, so very good. So this shouldn't take too long because we are only getting 10,000 token documents and in parallel, and we because we are creating a tasks list and using async.io.gather for it. Shouldn't be too long. And state of AI report is pretty weird. Like this is just a text version. Normally, this is designed kind of like a so if you go through this, it's not the most well organized in the actual text. So it'll be interesting to see. Oh, we did say to respect paragraph length. See, it is doing that. It is checking for paragraphs. And there are quite a lot there. Like this is a paragraph. This is a paragraph. So it keeps adding paragraphs until it hits this 10,000 token limit. Yeah. And as far as we could tell from the accidental run of the combined docs, the result was good. And we can actually also compare real quick side by side just by looking generally at the paragraphs. It seems for the most part, but right here, there's a bit of combination because if you see, if you to my website, you probably combined it here. Oh, there's a whole thing missing. See? Yeah. So there's some missing part. Hmm. Is this in there? Let me search it. Oh, 100. Oh, okay. Should include instructions. Let's search for that. For a chatbot. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it is there. This is for a chatbot. So it's just up there. So it's not missing. How about here? You can add watermark. Let's just search for watermark. Now there is no watermark. It's incredible brightness. How about just brightness? Yeah. So some things are missing here. R can number. So there's also transcription issues. It's gonna print. Yeah. Okay. In any case, we are waiting for the long document to be translated. The state of AI report, 50,000 tokens. So, I mean, also it's interesting to keep in mind that O1 preview gave this translation 98%. Missing completeness. All major section ideas included. There's a thorough representation without noticeable gaps. But there was noticeable gaps. Unless I'm mistaken, at least in this iteration, like this gap right here. Now, this was also missing 1,000 tokens, so we did say that. But the original translation, the translate doc, didn't include any. So that got set 97%. And we kind of scrolled through it. So that was 97% accuracy was correct, actually. Let's do this. Let's eval this. And let's say instruct the model to go over each section of the text before of the text and evaluate it in chunks like that. Only then uh, output final evaluation. Let's do this. We just want to do this in its system message. No, you don't want to chunk it. Just add this into the system message so it can go through within its reasoning. Cancel. You don't want to split the document. Yeah, each section. All right, good. Now let's not use O1 preview, but mini just to see. Let's get another eval. That's right. System messages are not supported. Change that to user. We are still waiting for a translation. Let's check something. I don't know why this is taking so long. I mean, we didn't get any errors. Oh, okay. Response, save the response. Original document, faithfulness 99%, auto prompt engineer, score 100%, fast transcriber 100%, one coder 100%, how to build an AI scientist 100%, it says 99.6%. Okay, let's eval again with preview. It is nice that it's doing it like this stuff. Oops. Oh man, I don't know why this is taking so long. Oh, we got another response. Wait, did we run it? No. Uh, yeah, we just changed it to preview. Yeah, this is not correct then. It is not 99.6% accurate because we saw gaps. I mean, look at this gap. And it's missing 1,000 tokens. So obviously some things are missing. It should mention that. Well, let's see. This is taking so long. It leads me to believe there's something wrong. But we use this script, so it worked. It's just taking too long, is all. But we are using translating from English to French. Where does it print that? Okay, we got our response. Section 1. Okay, structure is maintained. Evaluation. So it did quite a lot of evaluation. Final evaluation. Translation accurately reflects original content. All key information is preserved. No significant omissions or additions. Original style and tone are maintained. So it's 99%. Highly faithful. Okay, well, maybe it doesn't think the missing chunk is that important. Could it be? Also, yeah, there's this whole, if you want to learn to code fast with cursor, there's this, so this is where I'm talking about my website and stuff, and it doesn't think that this was really essential to the, but it's not. Actual file. Remember, I've been to the task, make sure to think all fees write as much code to go. But this is important. Yeah. All right. Well, so there you have it. This is still ongoing. I mean, I don't know what's going on here. Uh, we shall add print statements, add informative print statements with term color every step of the way. Uh, I mean, it shouldn't it shouldn't have taken this long, in my view. Let's apply, accept, uh, splitting into chunks, starting document translation, calling translate chunk, translating chunk, chunk translation completed. Let's say F4. Okay. Uh, oh, it doesn't take any. Okay, it's fine like this. So let's run this again. here now. And we are passing the right document. Docs combined docs. No. State of AI report. State of AI report. Okay. State of AI report. And to open the file, with open UTF-8, right? UTF-8. So that's good. All right. Let's try this on the side. Python translate long doc. Okay. So I'm just going to kill this for some reason. I feel like it didn't work. Let's go off with this one. Oh, we should have also had a try and accept black. But we started it already. I mean, if you do get an error from completions, it should just fail, right? Oh, okay, good. See, chunk translation completed. That's good news. So the rest of them should come pretty quickly too, because they're all equal chunks, 50 some thousand tokens, right? One, two, three, six chunks. Yeah, should happen pretty quickly. Or the last chunk was quick, so because the one of the chunks is going to be very little chunk, like 3,000. All right, but I'm happy. We learned a lot in this one. I learned a lot, and I hope you did too. I mean, this kind of um, like made us think how important evaluations are, I suppose. Let's do it like this then. So instead of so we know that O1 previews are evaluated, and it just we missed that part. That let's instead do this in chat. Okay. Break the document into five equal pieces. It's writing in the wrong spot. Break the document into five equal pieces and get evals on each, and then you combine all evals and make a final call for uh, a final eval using all evals. Let's do this. Original chunk. Okay, we shouldn't use chunks for original. We should do what we should do. Use the full original always. So we use the full original against chunks of the translation. Is that right? No, 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 no. Uh, uh, Let's do it like this. Let's accept it. Let's use O1 mini and O1 mini. Oh, you see, chunk translations are being completed. So let's run the eval again. System message. Yeah, that's right. Switch these to user. So it's going to break it into chunks, equal chunks, done, compare. Well, let's see how that goes. And we are doing this in yeah, enumerate chunk evaluations, evaluate each chunk. So we're doing it in sequence. This is almost done. Should get a final eval. All right. Response.txt. Here we go. Wow. Accuracy. Conclusion. Largely, translation for chunk one is largely faithful. Okay. Chunk two. Chunk translation of chunk two is largely accurate and complete. Chunk three. Overall, translation for chunk two demonstrates a high degree. It accurately captures the technical details. Chunk four. Completeness. Uh, overall, largely faithful, effectively maintaining accuracy, successful at key takeaway. Recommendations. Chunk five. Oh, here. Wait. Where's chunk five? Overall accuracy score 88. Translation demonstrates high degree of faithfulness. In terms of completeness, use all significant aspects effectively covers processes. Regarding the preservation of meaning, translation upholds the original's intent and purpose. Areas terminal detail accuracy, clarity. I want to see the conclusion for chunk four. Chunk four. For chunk five. There we go. Completeness. Certain specifics from the original either are altered or omitted, such as exact reasons for it. Yeah, good. Conclusion. Largely faithful. All right. Avoid omissions. Include all. Okay. So final evaluation. Overall score 88. So this was much better eval just by changing the system message. Well, okay, we're almost there. We're just waiting for the two translations. I don't know why it's taking so long though. Oh, one left. Okay. Well, this was a fruitful coding session for me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. We'll end it right after this. Come on, last chunk. So, and real quick, we first build a translate doc, right? Just to translate documents from English to French and French to English. This could have been any language. We just chose French arbitrarily. We use GPT-4o and GPT-4o Mini to first translate a 2500 token document, and we saw that it was doing a great job, even just with a simple prompt. And we tested it with GPT-4o Miracle transcription. This is a transcription from my video. This is 5,000, and it had no issues. The Mini had no issues, although GPT-4o was better. Then we were going to test it with State of AI, which is 50,000, and we had to break it into chunks, and that's what we're waiting on now. But then later we decided to combine a bunch of docs into 14,000 characters, so tokens, and the translation was large, pretty much it's the same amount of tokens and very good. We also introduced an advanced schema to try to facilitate an exact translation, although we haven't really tested this in depth. But I'll put, by the way, I'll put all these into my Patreon if you'd like to download it a little later. So we just did this just as an experiment and then kind of moved on. Now, for a really long document, such as State of AI report, we are using this long doc.py, which actually splits it into 10,000 token chunks and then gets the translation. And we split it into 6 chunks and we received the translation for 5 chunks. We are waiting on the last one so that we can at least compare its token count and just roughly glance at it. But I mean, I have to go fairly shortly, so let's see. Actually, if you would excuse me, I'll be right back while we are waiting on this. Let me zoom in and hopefully this will be done by the time I get back. Should be just a few minutes. Okay, I'm back, and this is still not done. I'm not sure what's going on here. We wish it was done by now. I wish I chose a better document. Wonder if something about this is throwing it off. Um, not sure what's going on, but I'm going to end it. I'm sorry, but um, we did see that the long doc translation worked when we accidentally translated the combined docs again. It's just I'm pretty sure this is we are waiting on the API and we're just waiting on the last chunk. And it'd be so sad if we end it without seeing the last chunk. So I'll wait 3 more minutes, then end it, I suppose. Okay, 2 minutes left. Also, I'm looking at my usage, and it seems like we didn't use the API much at all. We mainly used GPT-4o mini. And we may have used GPT-4o for about $2 in the beginning, which makes sense. I mean, maybe the API is overloaded or something. If there was an error, it should have errored out. That's how I feel. We don't have any retry or anything. We just added the try and accept block later after running this. 1 more minute. We are using GPT-4o mini. Oh, this is only even the translation from English to French. Then we're going to translate it from French to English. Okay, you know what? Okay, I'm going to end this. I'll try to make another stream on this. Make a better document than this one. All right. Thank you, everybody. See you soon. See you soon again. I would like to take a moment to talk about the benefits of becoming a patron. As some of you may know, in the last year and a half, I've spent 3,000 hours, over 300 projects as a patron. You will have access to all the code files so you can get inspiration and iterate quickly. Another benefit is that you'll have access to all my courses. And my most recent and most proud one, the 1000x Masterclass, teaching what I've learned on how to code fast and efficiently. Also the Streamlit course and the Fast API course. In my Patreon, I also have tiers in which you can connect with me one on one. Check those out as well.